It is the beginning of year conversation that I promised I would be having with you on Thursday's video in regards to the things that it really takes to succeed, and not just in life, but not just in weight loss, but really in life. But of course, my focus is weight loss because that's what my communities and this community is all about. So thank you for being here. I see 142 eyeballs, karibuni. And ladies, do you not hate it when your cycle is around the corner and you get pimples? I'm going through that right now. Pimples and zits out of nowhere. It's so annoying. Being a woman is just so, you know, our bodies just do what they like and we're just supposed to roll with it, right? So I look like I'm an Indian right here with a zit, and today I woke up with this other one. Who hates that? Send me a comment if you say, you know, you hate the PMS stuff that we have to go through. Who hates PMS like me? The zits, the cravings, the increased appetite. Yeah, anybody else? Okay, I see somebody. Liz, I see you saying me. I hate PMS. It's part of being a woman. We have to go through these things, right? Mildred says me. Me, Jesh, Agnes, you hate PMS. What about PMS do you hate? Mine, I hate the tiredness, and once in a while I break out. Sherry says I. Lucy, I see you. Yeah, it's part of. Zena says me. It's part of being a woman, and we have to embrace it. So again, welcome everybody. And Diana says the constipation. I haven't had constipation for PMS. Judy says she has no symptoms. She's glad she has no symptoms. Noel says I hate them a lot. Sherry hates them too. Christine Tina says me. I hate it. Aliyah says I hate the bloating. Yeah. Okay, so I'm happy to see that I'm not the only one. We all go through this. Again, breakouts. Mine is breakouts once in a while, or when I feel as though I want to eat everything around me. That's when I know. Someone mentioned a good one, mood swings. Everyone gets on your nerves. Someone else says diarrhea. So we all have different symptoms, and again, it's just part of being a woman, but we rock on. All right, we are at 170 eyeballs. Again, ladies, thank you for being here. So without much further ado, I'm already late from all the technical issues. Thanks for being here. So let me get into it. So it is 2019. It is the first week of January, and everybody wants to be healthy this year. Everybody has resolutions of doing better, myself included. Again, Wairimo says she hates the crumbs. I'm seeing your comments. Nausea, thank you, but let me move on to the message. So I think the one thing that I've really never addressed in this group is what I'm about to talk to you about, and I'm calling it the 5 pillars of success in weight loss. Usually when you think about losing weight, the first thing that you think about is going to the gym, nutrition. Yes, which one is yours? When you think of losing weight, what's the first thing that comes to your head? Is it dieting? Is it working out? Is it dieting? Is it working out? Share in the comments, what's your thing when you think it's January, I've gained weight, I need to lose the weight. What is your thing? I need to do dash. What's your dash? Is it go to the gym or work out, or do you need to diet, change your nutrition? Which one is yours? Or both? How many of you think you need to do both? Working out, Judy Reggie says she thinks of working out. Zena says she thinks of working out. I see more comments. Diana Mutheo says she thinks of dieting when she thinks of losing weight. Irene Moremi says, I think of working out. Alice is tagging somebody. By the way, take a moment and tag your friends, ladies. Tag your friends. Tag the women in this group that you know need to come and watch this video later, because sometimes they miss out. I see a lot of dieting. Sherry says dieting and hitting the gym. Beatrice, dieting. Noel, jogging, working out. So It's one of the two. When you think of losing weight, you think, oh my God, I need to start working out, or I need to start dieting, or I need to start doing both. So that is very, very correct for most people. But before you come to dieting and working out, there is something else that needs to happen. Dieting and working out are the tools or the systems for weight loss. That is the how. So what I want to, sorry, I'm seeing comments, sensitive, painful nipples, the symptoms for women, PMS. Back to today's topic. So the reason that you think about that is because that's what we are programmed to think about. But today I want to share with you something that is far, far greater than dieting and working out. And this is what needs to come before the dieting and working out. When you get these 4 or 5 points correct, then dieting and working out become successful. Clean eating, working out, I see the comments are still coming in. Dieting, someone is saying portion control. Again, portion control is dieting, right? I'm going to take a second, access my notes, and in a moment, I just want you to tag your friends. Tag a friend that needs to come listen to this conversation. Tag a friend that needs to know the truth about what they really need to understand for weight loss and for success. And when I say success for anything, I mean this is success not just in weight loss and any other thing in your life. Just says talk about weight loss with PCOS. I'm not talking about weight loss. I'm talking about the pillars or the fundamental basics you must have so that you can succeed. So that's what I'm talking about today. Okay, thank you for tagging your friends. Keep tagging your friends so they can come back and watch. Thank you. So, without further ado, who is excited to learn what the 5 things you need to do or must do in order to lose weight successfully are? If that's you, give me a hand up, the icon of hand up, or say me, or say I. Give me an indication that you're excited to learn what this is all about. Let me see some action. Make me feel good. Make me feel motivated to share this, ladies. I'm here 30 minutes late, but I'm trying to be positive. I'm pissed that YouTube Live didn't work, but I'm here to serve you as always. So, okay, Njesh, you're the first hand up. Asante Sana. Jane Bosco, you're the second person saying me. Tomboy Reformed, that's a very unique name. You said me. Okay, good. I'm seeing some thumbs up. Give me some likes and hearts as well. Asanteni. Okay, so the first thing that you must do is you must understand what is it that you want. I'm sure something happened that made you say, I need to lose weight. Yes, everybody goes through that. Where something happens and you say, I need to lose weight. I'll use myself as an example. The thing that made me lose weight was when I wore a pair of pants, and it used to be a larger size, about 6 weeks prior. And when I wore this pair of pants, it ripped. That was my aha moment. That was the moment that made me really tell myself, gosh, Jane, you need to do something about your weight. So the moment or the realization of what you need to do or what do you want. So I'm assuming all of you are in this group because at some point in your life, you felt like, man, I need to lose weight. Of course, this is for the people who want to lose weight. I know there are people in the group who want to gain weight. But again, this group focuses on weight loss because that is my journey. It's my struggle. And it's what I know. It's what I know how to teach. So with this, the first and most important thing is, what do you want? Everybody wants the same thing again in this community. So the second and most important thing is, why do you want it? So why do you want to lose the weight? is the question. How many of you have ever asked yourself that question truly and sincerely? And there are usually two ways or two answers. The first answer is usually, I want to lose the weight because my husband keeps making comments about my weight, or when I go out with my friends, they make comments that hurt my feelings, so I want to lose weight because of that reason. Or, you know, other people saying something that makes you feel like, oh my God, I need to lose weight. When I go to parties, people ask, you know, you've put on so much weight or whatever. So that's one reason, what I call the extrinsic motivating factor. It's a reason outside of yourself. Now, unfortunately, some people get the news from a doctor, where you go and the doctor says, hey, if you keep going at this rate, you know, you're borderline diabetic or you're hypertensive. When the doctor says you have a condition, that's again a motivator for some. When the doctor says, hey, you need to lose weight because you can't have kids, which is a very common. When you're overweight, conceiving is a problem. Or if you do conceive, carrying is a problem. So sometimes the doctor might say you need to do something and you decide, oh my God, I need to lose weight. All those are what I call extrinsic motivators. They are motivators outside of yourself. Then there's another type of motivation that comes from within. This one's called intrinsic motivation. This is where it really comes from you. And again, using myself as an example, I wore a pair of pants, it ripped. I was upset with myself, and when I looked at myself, I started lecturing myself. And I started saying, what happened to you? How did you get here? And unfortunately, this happened 10 years ago. It was April 14th when this incident happened, and I remember it very clearly, and I had just gone through my divorce. So naturally, when something like that happened, I remember thinking, okay, maybe that's even why I'm divorced. Look at the way I look. I'm not good enough. Who's going to want me when I look this way? And that was my motivation. My motivation never came from somebody outside of me. My motivation came from within me. Now, if you want to lose weight and maybe people don't make comments about you, so you don't feel it, or you want to lose weight but you're not super motivated, think about how you look when you look at yourself in the mirror naked. What goes through your mind? If you get a feeling of, I'd like to look better for myself, then that's coming from you intrinsically. And when I speak to my clients, I like to ask them those questions. I like to probe. Okay, you want to lose 20 kilos. Why do you want to lose 20 kilos? And most people say, oh, because I want to be healthy. I say, okay, you want to be healthy. Why do you want to lose the 20 kilos? Because I want to look good in my clothes. Those are good reasons, but ladies, those reasons are very superficial. So if I say you want to get healthy, explain that to me. So maybe because you can't play with your children. When you climb the stairs or when you go shopping in the supermarket, you're panting, unahema. You can't catch your breath. You can't walk. So in other words, what you're saying, you need to get healthy so that you can carry out simple tasks in life, like playing with your children, you know? So you want to get healthy for the sake of your children. That's the real reason. The second reason, the most common reason that women tell me is, I want to look good in my clothes. And I say, okay, why do you want to look good in your clothes? And they say, well, you know, right now when the clothes I'm wearing or the size I want to wear, when I wear it, my belly is sticking out, and I don't want that to happen. And you can buy bigger clothes where your belly doesn't stick out. If you're wearing size 14 and your belly is sticking out, wear a size 16, the belly won't stick out, right? So, but what women say is, I want to fit in the smaller clothes. And my question is always, why do you want to fit into smaller clothes? Because it will make me feel good. And the question again I ask is, okay, why are you not feeling good now? And the truth is, it's because you're self-conscious of how you look. So how many of you want to lose weight because of health reasons, you want to get more energy, stop panting, give me a thumbs up. Give me a, not a thumbs up, give me a, I like using letters. Give me a H if you want to lose weight for health reasons. You want to stop panting. You want to be able to do simple tasks. If you're diabetic, hypertensive, you want to get out of those situations. Give me a H if you want to lose weight because you want to stop being self-conscious. When you go to a party or a social event, you want to stop covering up. You wear a really nice, sexy dress, but you have to cover up with a wraparound because you don't want, people to look at you funny. Another reason you're self-conscious is if you're a businesswoman, if you work in corporate and you have to give a presentation in front of people, instead of focusing on the presentation, a voice in your head is ringing. The people are not listening, they're looking at my body. They're looking at how this is sticking out. And for this reason, you start rushing through the presentation, even though you know your stuff, but a part of you is nervous because you're not confident about how you look. So self-consciousness is what decreases your self-confidence. When you keep worrying about how you look, you're not confident, and you carry yourself in that regard. So that's the second thing. Another thing to help you with intrinsic motivation is if you don't have kids, clothes is always a good one for women. You want to feel good and not self-conscious. Another one is I like to ask, how is your current weight affecting how you do your job? Like I said, maybe you're self-conscious, you don't even do presentations well. Maybe when you're overweight at the office, you try and do the bare minimum because you don't want attention on yourself. So you underperform. It's like you're there, but people don't know you're there. You don't speak up. You try to be very like a flower on the wall, So in that regard, of course, when there are promotions, you won't be the first person to get picked on because you're there, but you're really not there, If you're a businesswoman, if you're interacting with clients, when you interact with clients, I hate to say this, but the way you look, perception is number one. Your clients buy you before they buy your products. If you carry yourself in a certain way, you're confident, you look a certain way, you get more clients. That's just the nature of life and business. Yes? What is or how is your weight affecting your relationship with your husband? I said this when I was doing talks in Nairobi. A lot of men send me Facebook messages asking me to help their women because they can't tell them that they need to do something, And when I speak with women, when I consult with women, I like to ask the question, what does your husband think about your weight? And 95% of them say, actually, my husband doesn't say anything. He doesn't say anything. And I don't think that's a nice thing. I think men do not want to say anything to us because they don't want the argument or the fight that will come from that conversation. So just because your husband or your boyfriend is quiet doesn't mean, he's okay, he loves me as I am. He probably loves you, but a part of him would probably want to say, hey, it would really be awesome if you lost some weight. It would really be awesome if you tried to do something. I know you've had 3 kids. I know the body cannot go back to being what it used to, but it would really be good if you put in just a bit of effort and, you had energy so that, on Fridays, on weekends, I still want to go out with you. But every time I ask to go out with you, you're tired. You want to spend the whole weekend sleeping. You don't go out on social events. These things happen, ladies. Marriages are dying because of conversations that don't happen. And some of them have a lot to do with how the guy looks or how the woman looks. And I know this because I have these conversations with men. I have these conversations with women where they say, when I go out with my husband and I see him talking to a lady who is smaller than me, I feel insecure, Or if I go out with my husband, women come and talk to him as though I'm not there. Or somebody said I look like his mother or his older sister. And these are things we can control. So, and it goes the other way. But again, this group is for women, even though this video will be put out for men as well. It goes both ways. When your partner is not what you got attracted to, there's a chance that attraction will decrease. If the guy all of a sudden gets huge, well, unfortunately, depending on the culture, our culture tends not to care when men gain weight. The pressure is always on women. But again, this is a conversation between you and your spouse. So my point of this was very few men are supportive. I've had a handful of women who say, you know, my husband is supportive. He tries to buy my gym membership. He said he'll pay for me to work with you because he wants me feeling good about myself. You know, we don't have sex anymore. I'm always exhausted. And, you know, I know if things keep going this way, I'm going to lose my husband. So again, this whole weight thing impacts a lot than you think. And the point of this entire conversation is, if you want to lose weight, you really need to sit down and connect with it. So if you want to take notes, here's what I want you to ask yourself. How is my current weight affecting my life? How is being 30 kilos overweight affecting me and my job? Would I work better, or would my business thrive more if I was not overweight? And explain how it impacts you. I have no energy to go to meetings. I don't want to meet clients because I'm ashamed of how I look, so I send representatives. You know, list those things down. How is your current weight affecting your relationship with your children? You can't play with the kids. You can't take them and do things with them because you're always tired. You're always passing them on to the help because you don't have energy to keep up with them. That is eroding a bond and relationship with your kids, especially, you know, I like to say Kenyans, you know, we're spoiled. Those of you in Kenya, because you have help for everything. Sometimes when you don't have help, you have no choice but to have that relationship. So not passing on your child to be raised by your nanny because you're always tired and not able to do stuff. Then, of course, how is your weight affecting your relationship with your husband? And then the most important of all is, how is my weight affecting me as a person? When you take off all your clothes, stand in front of the mirror, what conversation are you having with yourself? Are you comfortable in your own skin, or do you want to run away? And only when you're honest with these questions are you intrinsically motivated to lose weight. Again, your friends, your family can want you to lose weight and keep making comments. But until you make the choice yourself to do it, it will never happen. You know, there are certain things in life that no one can do for us. No one can get educated but us. Our friends and family can love us to death, but they're not the ones sitting for those exams. It's us. Nobody can lose weight for us. Nobody can do it despite how much they love us. I mean, if they love you and money isn't a problem, they might offer for you to go get liposuction, but that's not a solution. That's what I call a crutch. So make sure that losing weight is coming from within you, the depths of your soul. Again, like I said, when I made the decision to lose weight, April 14th, 2008, I had just gone through a divorce. My pants had just ripped because I'd gained weight, and I was looking at myself in the mirror having that conversation. Oh my God, when did you get this fat? Who is this person in the mirror? Why am I always tired? Who is going to love me if I'm looking like this? No wonder my marriage couldn't survive. I had that deep, painful conversation with myself on that day. And after I got off work that evening was the very first time I ever entered a gym. I went and signed up for gym membership, April 14th, 2008. I remember the date because of how it made me feel and how it made me want to go out there and find a solution. So you need to get to that place, because then you'll be motivated to find a solution. So that's only number 2. Number 1 is, what do you want? I want to lose weight. I just covered number 2. Why do you want to lose the weight? You need to understand this, ladies. If you cannot answer this one, you will never lose weight. It doesn't matter if you have the best trainer or the best nutrition. That was only number 2. How many of you are loving this conversation? Is this helpful? Tell me, give me a thumbs up or a heart if you're loving this topic. Again, I'm not here to talk about dieting and working out. I'm here to talk about other fundamentals. Do you like those 2 points? Give me some hearts. Give me something for me to know you're liking it. Okay, I see one. Okay, I see a few. Give me a few more. Nicole says me. Is this resonating? Do you agree with what I'm saying? Nicole says very much. Me. Yes, and this is why when women come to the group and ask, ladies, should I lose more weight? I get confused, because no, you should never have to ask anybody for permission of what you need to look like. That answer has to come from within you, not your husband, not your mother, not your friends. This is your life. It's your body. You live in this thing. You know, it's the house. So it's your house. You figure out what you want to do with it, right? Thank you for the love. I see the love hearts. Thank you, ladies. The third comment, or the third thing is, sorry, that was number 2. I have a number 2B. So you've had this conversation with yourself, and yes, you say, I'm going to lose this weight because I can't keep living life like this. I'm underperforming. I'll never achieve my dreams. You have all the reasons. Here is number 2B. Once you have your why you must lose the weight, this is a tricky one. You must believe that you can lose the weight. In other words, sorry, this is number 3 actually. You must believe that you can lose the weight. And I say this because there are 2 types of people. There are people who have always been skinny, or they never had a weight problem. And once you had babies, the weight just came and never left, right? So when you look at your pictures, for example, if you've had 3 babies, the month of December, I had 85, almost 90 consultations. So I've been speaking to a lot of women. So these things are so fresh in my mind from those conversations. So a woman will tell me, Jane, I have 3 children, and you know, when I had my first baby, my body snapped back. The second one, not quite. The third one, my body has never been the same, right? We have people who were good until they had babies. And then we have people who their entire life, they've never known being smaller. They've always been big. So let me start with the people who used to be a certain way and then they gained weight. And if you don't have kids, that's okay. Maybe you don't have kids, but maybe 4 years ago you were smaller and now you've just gained some weight. So the first group of people have what I call a point of reference. You can sit down and look at your pictures and say, oh my God, look at me. In 2012, I was a different person. I had a flat stomach. My arms were tiny. You know, you have something you can reference because you were there. And now here's the funny part, ladies, for those of you who've gone through this process. Isn't it funny that when you look at your pictures in the past and you see how small you are, you realize you took it for granted? You didn't understand how good you had it and you would give anything to give it, you know? When you've been small before and you gain weight, then you look back and said, oh my God, I looked so good. But when you go to that moment, you didn't even realize how good you looked. It's only now that it's gone that you realize you looked good. So when you've been in that position, you're more motivated because in your head, a part of you knows, I've been there. Women say to me, you know, when I was in 2012, I was 15 kilos lighter. I was so confident. I used to wear these sexy dresses and go out. You know, I used to be so active at my job. I used to love hanging out with my friends. I just felt life was good. I just felt like a different person. How many of you have that feeling of, you know, back then you were just a different person than who you are right now because of your current physical circumstance? If this is you, send me a comment below saying, just say before, before. You can put a B and a 4. You miss your before. Give me a before in the comments. So the before people are the people who've gained weight, and when they think about the past, they remember a smaller person. Give me a before in the comments. Then comes the people who have never been small. They have no point of reference. Geraldine gave me my first before, and Nicole Wamboy says before, a lot of befores. Then there are people who've never known being small. They only know what they've always been. And these are the people who say, you know, I've always been this way. My entire family, we have a certain size. I don't remember ever being, you know, small. So there's another group of people who have no point of reference. So my personal experience was that when I was starting my weight loss journey in 2008, a part of me was on the fence because growing up as a teenager, I was told that, you know, you look like your grandmother, as we say in Kikuyu, you know, ohana barishia shosho wanyu. You know, that's what my aunts and my mom would say. Ohana barishia, you're built like your grandparents, or, you know. So it justified why I was plump. It justified why I looked a certain way, because when I was 16, 17, 18 years old, I was bigger than my mother. Now, fortunately, a teenager, I didn't care about my weight. I just needed to know, you know, where the party at, where the boys are at, do I have friends? Priorities were different. So luckily, I didn't have complexes or confidence issues as a teenager. But a part of me always remembered, even when I began my journey, I remember thinking, you know what, maybe I can't lose weight because growing up, I was told I'm big like my grandmother's side of the family, my grandmother on my father's side. So the people who have never been skinny sometimes have no reference point. So their motivation might be a little unwavering, might be wavering. So this third point is simply saying, if you decide that you want to lose weight, you need to change the way you're thinking of what you want. And how I say this is, the people for before, you guys remember what that was. And sometimes you remember, I used to be 60 kilos and now after 3 babies, I'm 90. I don't think I'll ever go back there. The things that you think about yourself. We talk about the power of the tongue. When somebody says, when someone says something crazy, like you'll never lose weight, you'll never get skinny, you know, the power of the tongue. Words are powerful. But ladies, if there's one thing I want you to take away from point number 3 is, words are powerful, but thoughts are even more powerful. So whatever it is that you're thinking about your results or what you want to achieve, even though you've never been small in your life, you have to positively believe that you can do it. And I like telling my clients, you know, what do you envision if you wake up tomorrow and you're 65 kilos from 100? And I like them telling me what they envision. So your homework for this point is, close your eyes, start by saying, I am dash, I am 100 kilos. I wish to be 65 kilos. And the moment you write 65 kilos, I want you to close your eyes and think, how would my life be if I was 65 kilos? For those of you who've been 65 kilos, it would be easier to remember. For those of you who've never been your goal number, I want you to dream. Imagine if I was a fairy with a magic wand and I hit you and I said, you're 65 kilos today. What would your life look like? I want you to sit in that moment and immerse yourself in the feeling of feeling your goal weight. feel 65. Oh my God, you have so many friends. You're going to parties. You enjoy taking selfies and pictures. And when you're with your friends, they're not asking you to take their pictures because you never want to be in pictures. This time you're in the pictures and you're happy. And your Facebook profile has happy pictures of you and not pictures of cats and sunrises and quotes. Have you ever seen people who don't put pictures of themselves on Facebook because they don't like how they look? So envision your best life with everything in it because you're confident and you're that weight. Ladies, this exercise is a must. Saying I want to lose weight because I have a good reason is not enough. You need to sit in the experience of feeling like you're it. And science has shown that when you sit with the thoughts of what is possible in the future, when you create they're called neural pathways in the brain of a happier place for you in life, it makes you feel good. It gives you a feeling, and that feeling pumps you. So again, believe you can do it and think about it. I see a lot of people commenting, I'm 80, I wish to be 65. I'm 84, I want to be 65. I'm glad you know what your goals are. Now sit and relish in the thoughts of being your goal weight. That's number 3. Believe you can get there. I like telling my clients, you are at a river, and on this river there's a bridge. You're standing on one end of a bridge saying, I am 90 kilos, and on the other side of this bridge is myself at 60 kilos. But guess what? I have to cross the bridge. Ask yourself, do you think you can cross a bridge? Of course you can. You just have to walk and go meet your other self on the other side, right? Same thing. Okay, sorry that took a little bit longer than I wanted it to. Now, the 4th thing now is that if you can see it, now what do I do to get it? Now this is, I know what I need to do, why, and I feel good about it. What do I do? And guess what most people do? The first thing is you start reading, you come to Facebook, you find groups to see what people are doing. Now these are the tools, the workouts, the nutrition, the diet, the thing we were talking about before. Some of you go to Google and you Google so much information, you Google, you even become an expert at weight loss. But guess what? You never do anything. You have all this knowledge. You sit in this group, 21 Days of Change. There are 300,000 women in this group, but a lot of you just watch. You learn, you even take notes. You become, I like saying, you become a student of weight loss, but you never take the test. How many of you study a lot, know a lot, you've researched a lot about weight loss, you know exactly what to do, but when you start, you don't go all the way. So point number 4 is, what do you do to get it? And I'll tell you why most of you do not go all the way. You don't go all the way because some of you underestimate the work you need to do. Some of you think that, oh, I went to this Facebook group and they said, stop eating carbs after 3 and drink more water, eat more vegetables, avoid wheat. It's easy. And you go and you do it, and after 3 days you're like, where's my bread? Where's my chapo? As I said in the other video a few days ago, it's like some of you say wheat is bae or bread is bae. You're like, I just can't give this bread up, or alcohol, whatever your thing is. You become students of weight loss. You know what to do, but you do not do it because you underestimate how difficult it is. And let me tell you why it's difficult. Weight loss is difficult because it requires rewiring of your habits. It means if you're used to driving or walking this way to work every day, you need to forget that route and go another route that is dark and has thorns, it has challenges. But most of you want the route you're used to. You want the easy way. That's why weight loss is a challenge. And do you know, you don't only want the easy way, you also want instant gratification. You want to do no carbs after 3 p.m. and in 2 days you wake up and weigh yourself and look at your belly and say, this plan isn't working. I've eaten clean for 2 weeks, or I've worked out for a month. It's as though it happened overnight. Yes? You have to rewire your habits. Your habits need to become, to get to a level called unconscious competence, meaning you do it with your eyes closed. One of my conscious competence habits is, I like using the simple of example of water. I will never, or I have not reached out for sodas and juices. I don't drink those things in almost over 10 years. Water and coffee are my thing. There's something that I don't even think about. It's like sodas and juice do not exist in my brain anymore because I rewired it to this one thing. So again, do not come into this saying, weight loss is easy. No, it's not easy. It requires you creating new habits, rewiring your thoughts and your habits for success. So what do you do to get it? Like I said, theory, you know the theory. If you did a test, you'd score 100%, an A. But when it comes to what we used to call in high school, when it comes to the practical, you fail because you start to execute and then you backslide. And another example, now all these things that I'm telling you, they apply to anything. It's like if you're trying to save money to buy a car, you won't save money for 2 months and then be like, why can't I buy this car today? If you need to save 300,000 bob, you might say, I'm going to save for 12 months, X amount, and at the end of 12 months, I'll buy the car. But at the end of the second month, you won't be like, man, I want this car today. I don't know why this money is not enough. No, because you need to deposit a certain amount every month. Same thing with weight loss. I want to lose weight. Then why are you thinking that you need to do this much work and the weight loss will disappear? It doesn't work like that. Instant gratification doesn't work. Unless, of course, you go and do those funny diets that make you lose weight quickly, and then when you start eating regular food, you gain all the weight back, which personally I think is a waste of effort and it leaves you frustrated. So I'm going to give you a short anecdotal story. I love this story. It's the story about the bamboo tree. The Chinese bamboo tree takes 6 years to break ground. In other words, think of yourself as a farmer. You put a seed in the soil. For those of us who did science and we did the germination, did you do the germination experiment where you'd put seeds in a clear thing and let bins and sit it by the window and it germinates? You know, remember that stuff? So when you put the seed in the soil for the bamboo tree, you have to take care of it, water it, tend to it for 6 years before the shoot ever picks from the ground. And then once the shoot picks from the ground, in 6 months, it grows to be 100 feet tall. So the question is usually, how long did it take the bamboo tree to grow? Did it take 6 months or did it take 6 years and 6 months, right? In other words, if you're a farmer and you're supposed to water this seed for 6 years for the tree to finally grow, are you patient enough to do that waiting for the 6 years? And that's the story of weight loss. You need to do a lot of continuous work even when there are no results showing, with the hope that you know at some point you will you'll see the changes. You don't water the bamboo seed one day and sit back and say, why am I not seeing the shoot from the ground? It takes 6 years. So I want you to go into your entire life with that mentality of you're going to have to put in so much work at your job before a promotion. You don't get hired by a company today and by the end of the first month you're getting a promotion. No, you work there for years. We know this. It doesn't take you starting a business today or a hustle and you're making millions in 2 months. No, it takes a long time. It doesn't take saving for 1 month to buy your nice house or your better car or whatever it is that you're saving for. You have to save for many months. So it's the same thing with weight loss. When you begin the journey, be ready. I'm telling you this as a favor. Set your expectations realistically. Don't tell yourself, oh, in a month I'm going to lose 20 kilos. I laugh when I see those posts in the groups. How can I lose 20 kilos in 30 days? I'm like, you have this all wrong. No. Set yourself up with a realistic time frame. And here's another thing. Do not obsess. There are people who start the weight loss journey and they obsess. Every day they're looking at their stomach. They're looking at their arms. Do not obsess about the results. Obsess about the process. Obsess about every single day eating what you should be eating. If you work out, obsess about the workouts. That is what will get you to the results. Does this make sense? Now the last one is, while still talking about what to do. And then there's some cases where you really want to make a difference or you really want to lose the weight, but you don't know what to do. This is where you need to get someone to help you. Now, let me start by saying that when you have a goal, whatever that goal is, it helps when you have someone to help you. And usually I recommend you find someone who has succeeded at what you're trying to do. Do not go asking a blind man to show you the way to Nakuru, for example. He doesn't know, he's blind. Then why are you going to ask him? You know, find the right person to ask. If your mother, if your uncle, if your friend is good with money, and when I say good with money, I mean they make good money, or they know how to budget, they know how to save, and you see that they live a good life because of that structure, go to them for help with money. Don't go to your other friend who's always broke. Go to the person who's successfully saved and made a good life. Does that make sense? If you want to be promoted at your job, you don't go hanging out with the people who are always at happy hour, who are always late to the office. You want to hang out with the people who are always getting promotions. Be like, hey, can you mentor me? You've been in this company for 5 years and you've climbed the ladder so fast. Please tell me what I need to do. Same thing with weight loss. If you don't know what to do, find someone who's done it. And when it comes to weight loss, I like to put this caveat. In the age of social media, do not go and see someone who looks amazing. You're like, I want to look like her. But when you look at their pictures, she's never looked like you, or you've never looked like her. I'll use an example. There are women on social media who they have babies and a week later they look like they haven't had babies. And you say, oh my God, I want to look like her. No, you can never look like her. She was never fat before the babies. So you can never do what she's done. Find people who've been in the same exact position. For example, I always tell people my expertise is weight loss. I might have never been 30 kilos overweight. I think the most I've ever been is maybe 16, 17 kilos overweight. But it doesn't mean that I can't help someone who's 40 kilos overweight. In other words, I can help anyone who wants to lose weight because that's my struggle. That's my body type. The body type of women that you see who have babies, and after the babies, in a month or two, they're skinny, like they never had a baby. That's their body type. We have 3 body types. So make sure you're getting help from someone who's been through your journey. As a coach, as I go through coaching, when I went through my coaching training, they have a mantra that says, you can only take your clients as far as you've gone. If I've never lost weight, how can I tell you how to lose weight? Again, they'll give you the theory, they've studied, but they've never taken the test. So Find people who can help you with the practical. And it doesn't, I'm not saying just myself, but anybody. When it comes to personal trainers, a lot of people ask me, hey, do you know any good personal trainers in Nairobi? Or do you know this trainer in Nairobi? And I'm like, I don't know. For you to find a good personal trainer, the best way to know is see the people they've trained and ask yourself, do I want to look like them? And also, do those people have a body type like mine? Because sometimes people get lost and confused. So get help from the right people. And connected to this piece is when you get the help, try and be around people who are trying to achieve the same goal. If your friends don't care for weight loss, they party every weekend, they drink and eat nyama choma every weekend, those are not the people that you need to be hanging out with. You need to go and find people elsewhere. For example, when I started my weight loss journey in 2008, as I said, I had just gone through a divorce. In 3 months, I had completely cut everybody off that I knew. I had a lot of Kenyan friends here in Atlanta. I cut them off and I started getting new friends, mostly African American, Caucasian. And since then, my group of friends changed and they all were gym people. And they are still my friends to this day. So you have to get out of your environment. You need to get out of, I call it a muddy river. Get out of the muddy, dirty river. Go swim in the ocean with the sharks. The people who can help you grow from a little tadpole to the shark that they are. You need people who have done these things and can motivate you. The very last point is, what happens when you finally make progress and achieve your goal? When you lose weight, when you make the money, you buy the car, you marry the person you wanted to marry, you've made it, you've achieved your goal. This is the tricky part. How do you keep it? This goes back to number 3, the habits. When you lose weight, it doesn't mean go back to eating chapati all day, go back to eating cake. You can't go back to the old habits. You need to keep the new habits as a lifestyle. Not to say you'll never eat those things, but by then you should have learned, but you eat these things in moderation. So, sustainable maintenance. You don't get married and then stop being nice to your husband. You have to keep being nice, both of you, for the relationship to flourish. You don't make a lot of money and now you start wasting it. And actually, the core of maintaining everything, like I said, is your habits. If you're not good with saving or budgeting 1,000 bob, some people say, I'm going to start saving when I make 1,000,000 shillings. You'll never save 1,000,000 shillings. If you can't save what you have now, if you don't have that habit, it doesn't matter if I give you 50 million shillings, you're going to waste it because the core habit has not been cultivated. So everything goes back to your habits. And a habit is what you do day in, day out without fail, whether you like it or not, whether you do it without fail. It's the thing you do because you know you must do it. So I hope this video has been helpful. I hope it hasn't been too long. And again, I'm doing this because everybody looks for the tools or the systems to lose weight and they miss these important parts of what do I want? Why do I want it? What am I going to do to get it? Let me read them from my phone as I've written them. What do you want? Why do you really want it? Do you believe you can have it? What will you do to get it? Will you commit? Will you do the right thing? Find the right solution? And, of course, getting help. And what do you do to keep it? If you can understand these things and fully immerse yourself in them, then that means now when you get the workout program and the trainer, you have all the tools inside yourself to go and crush your goals. But this will not happen until you go through this process. I like to say a lot of people, kusema tu, a lot of people say, I want to be successful, I want to be wealthy, I want to lose weight. You say it, But when it comes, I say you talk the talk, but you don't walk the walk. If you're not able to walk the walk, that's because you really didn't mean what you said. And the way you mean what you say is really sitting down with yourself, having that conversation with yourself, committing to yourself that by God, I'm going to do this. And again, you'll remember those moments. Like I remember April 14th, 2008 is the day I decided I was going to lose weight. Even though the first 2 years, I did all the wrong things. The first 2 years, I thought that for me to lose weight, I had to work out. I worked out so hard. I did so many fire diets. I did all the wrong things, and I only lost 2 kilos in 2 years. And then it's the time that I felt the pain, the time I was frustrated. And those 2 years, I didn't want to get help because I was trying to save money. I didn't want to pay someone for something I can do. The day I hit rock bottom, I was like, I've been working out for 2 years. I've ran marathons. Some days I was working out twice a day. I didn't know much about nutrition. I did a lot of stupid diets that would have me lose 8 kilos, then gain it back. The day I said enough is enough, I was willing to have liposuction. I saw a few doctors and I was going to have liposuction. It was going to cost me $7,000. That's 700,000 bob. I was desperate. That very same day, I think a week later, is when someone said, hey, don't do this. First, go see this person. And that's when I met my coach. And that coach changed my life in 6 months. So when I stopped being cheap, when I stopped saying I can do this on my own, I'll Google it, I paid someone who saved me $7,000 and taught me what was missing from my life. He taught me the nutrition piece. He taught me the workouts for losing weight. In 6 months, I did my first photo shoot in my life. This was 2010 December. And after that point, my life has never been the same. It took me paying someone a lot of money to help me. So these down moments, these moments that get you frustrated, listen to them. They're trying to tell you something. You want this thing, go get help. Why do you keep doing all these many things? Go find one person who will teach you the process. So do that. Happy New Year. Thank you for being here, all 201 of you. I wish I could take a picture of this. Thank you very much. Again, if you don't know where to start, or for those of you that might not know, we are starting 10-day detox on Monday. If you haven't received or gotten your book, the sale is still on, 500 bob. I'll put the details up here. And now I'm going to take a moment and scroll through and answer a few questions. So I hope this was a good session. Give me a thumbs up if this was an important session. I didn't focus on weight loss or workout. I just needed you guys to understand other things that I think are so important for us to be successful. Did you enjoy this session? Asanteni, I see a lot of thank yous. Karetu, Catherine, Wamboi, I see your thank yous. Karibuni sana. Please tag your friends, people who need to come watch this. Jane Bosco, thumbs up. Tomboy Reformed, thank you. Asanteni, thank you much. Wangoi wa Bogwa, I see you. Sando Muliro, Lucindu Ta, Karibuni. Happy New Year, Happy New Year. Stay tuned. For those of you, I see someone asking the sale. Yes, I extended the Christmas sale until Friday. So you have a week for the Christmas sale, although the 10-day detox is starting on Monday. 10-day detox delivery in Nairobi for people who don't want to make the smoothies and the food. We deliver to you starting January 14th. Cost is 12,500. There is a small additional fee for delivery outside Nairobi and a deposit. I'll post all this up here. A lot of people have been asking about waist trainers. Waist trainers are on sale. Instead of 10K, they are 8,500. I'm going to post this up here as well. So look later at the comments, at the post above. I'll put the notes. Asante. Okay, I see a lot of Asantes. I missed it. Patricia, you can catch up later. Reggie says, I'm in for detox. Yes, if you didn't watch my Thursday movie, maybe it's a movie. If you didn't watch my Thursday video, please watch that. I was saying 10-day detox is the best way to kick you out of holiday mode and cleanse your body and get you started on your journey. Thank you. Happy New Year too. Oh my God, so many nice comments, ladies. I can't even keep up with any of them. Yes, yes, yes. Let me see if there were any questions maybe that I can answer as you get off. Oh, for you who didn't watch, I made an announcement about entrepreneurs, business women who are in this group, who have products or services that complement this community. Send me an email with the subject line 21 Days of Change, businesswoman, and tell me what product or service you offer that maybe I can post in this group and let women know. If you sell gym clothes, if you sell things that complement our community that you'd like to advertise, but you wouldn't advertise it, I would do the advertising for you because I don't want this to become a marketplace. So if you missed that, send me an email, jane@janemokami.com, and let us support our women. So I see, again, I'm sorry I was late for this video. YouTube decided to just do its own thing, but it's all good. We made it. We had a good, actually, we ended up being here for an hour, and I intended for this to be a 35 minute conversation. Someone is saying, I want to stop going to the gym because I only lost 2 kilos the whole year. Again, I'll say this, and I say it a lot. Going to the gym does not help with weight loss. When it comes to weight loss, it's all about nutrition. It's all about what you eat. It doesn't matter how often you work out. If your nutrition is not correct, you're doing yourself a disservice. And if you've seen me posting before and after pictures of my clients losing 15, 18 kilos in 3 months, these women, I coach them through this with nutrition only. Most of them do not work out. They start working out maybe later, but not when we begin. So nutrition is where it's at. Nutrition is where you need to begin. Okay, the numbers are going down. Have a lovely, lovely day, ladies. Have an awesome weekend, and I will keep you posted about our next Facebook Live. I think I will be doing Facebook Lives at least every weekend. I'm going to go back to our usual routine as we used to do before. So next Saturday would be, maybe I can do the Q&A because most of you will be detoxing, but also answering other questions about other things. So have a lovely day. Mwah, mwah. Much love as always, and have an awesome week.